Okay, so let's get into it. It's February 15th, 2026. The election in Thailand should have been the end of the story, but honestly, looking at this week's news, it feels more like the start of a huge political fight.
It really does. I mean, usually in these deep dives, we're talking about who won and why. Today, we can't even get to the winners without tripping over, well, QR codes and literal garbage dumps.
That is just about the strangest combination I've ever heard, but that's where we are. So our mission today is to connect these dots from the headlines on the 15th.
Yep.
We're looking at the big privacy battle over ballot barcodes, a massive trust issue with election materials found in the trash, and then finally the actual government that's trying to form in the middle of all this chaos.
And we have to start with the barcode battle. It sounds technical, but this goes right to the heart of what a secret ballot is even supposed to mean.
Okay, so break this down for me. The Election Commission, the EC, they put QR codes on ballots. The reason they gave was logistics, tracking. Sounds reasonable on the surface.
It does.
So why are the People's Party and IT experts, like Influencer Arm, calling it a fatal flaw?
Well, it all comes down to the way the ballot books are designed. You have the stub, which the officials keep, and that has your details on it.
Right.
And then you have the ballot itself, which you cast. The argument from critics like Parrot Sindhu and Dr. Wayo is that the codes on the stub and the ballot are technically linked.
So if someone had access to the database, they could match the voter on the stub to the actual vote in the box.
Theoretically, yes. And that opens the door to a very specific fear: verifiable vote buying.
Verifiable. What does that actually mean in practice?
Well, think about it. In the past, if a politician bought your vote, they just had to trust you. Now, with this system, a vote buyer could demand you take a quick photo of your ballot's unique code.
And they could check it later?
Exactly. They could check that code against the official results to verify you voted the way they paid you to. It completely kills the secrecy that's meant to protect you from being pressured.
Wow. That turns a secret ballot into a receipt. I know the People's Party is suing under Section 157 for misconduct, but what is the EC saying? What's their defense?
So Secretary General Sawing Boonmi posted on Facebook just yesterday. His defense is basically, trust us. He says the system is still secret because the voter lists and ballot codes are stored separately.
So to link them, you'd have to break the law.
That's his point. He's saying it would require a criminal act, like hacking the system or mining the data illegally.
But isn't the whole point of election security to build a system that can't be exploited, even if someone is trying to break the law?
That's the counter-argument. And asking the public to trust the system it's a hard sell right now, especially because of our second story. It's hard to have faith in high-tech security when physical ballots are being found in trash bags.
This somewhat prunken discovery.
Right. Viraj Lakhanadasorn from the People's Party brought this to light. We're not talking about a secure disposal facility. We're talking about official tally sheets and other materials just dumped in a garbage heap in Phra Samat Chetty.
What a terrible look.
It's a disaster for public trust, and you can see it in the numbers. The NATA poll just released figures on the 15th, and they're pretty brutal. 58.28% of people do not believe the EC can actually punish election fraud.
Nearly 60%.
Yeah.
That's not just a poll number. That's a crisis of legitimacy. You have a referee that most of the public thinks is either blind or biased.
And that makes the final piece of this puzzle, the new government, so complicated. Because while all this is happening, a new coalition is moving in.
Okay, so let's look at the numbers. Bumjit Thai Party came out on top.
They've pulled together a coalition with 281 seats. This puts Anutin Charnvirakul in line to be prime minister. But the real headline here is that Pheu Thai has officially joined them.
And that's the big compromise, isn't it? Pheu Thai's Phumtham Chai Chai had that quote, something like, "The opposition can talk, but being the government is about actually doing things."
It's the classic justification, isn't it? Better to have a seat at the table, even if it's not the one you wanted. Yashanan Wangswat admitted it was a tough call, but said it was the party's decision.
Which leaves the People's Party and Kalatham as the opposition.
That's right.
So let's just pull this all together. We have Prime Minister Anutin leading a new government with a solid majority on paper. But that government's legitimacy is based on an election where there are real, verifiable privacy flaws and, actual physical evidence of mismanagement being found in a dump.
That is the fundamental disconnect. You have a legal winner, but there's a vacuum of public trust.
It just makes you wonder, in a democracy, the loser is supposed to accept the result. But what happens when a majority of the public refuses to accept that the game itself was even fair.
Well, if almost 60% of people already dialed the referee, every single call they make for the next 4 years is going to be under a microscope. It's a very shaky foundation to build a government on.
A shaky foundation indeed. That's it for this deep dive into the February 15th news cycle. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.